The top stories: Government Communication Service says a door to roundtable discussions with armed groups is open. And AU Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security says guns largely silenced in Africa, though some still remain. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to EBC World with me, Shifarao Lagao, and do stay with us. Now, the Government Communication Services says the door for roundtable discussion with armed groups is open. This comes at a press briefing highlighting the transformation journeys, peace, security, and development activities in Ethiopia over the last 6 years. The Minister for the Service, Leggese Tullu, expressed the importance of peace and stability for human rights realization, development, and social security. He emphasized the need for peaceful societies for sustainable development and increased Ethiopia's reputation in the region, continent, and international levels. In order to foster peace and harmony, Dr. Leggese stressed the importance of resolving historical differences with tolerance and forgiveness. He mentioned efforts on creating a national consultation committee and putting it in place a transitional justice policy to settle disagreements. In addition, he underlined the importance of inclusion and political engagements, providing the groundwork for Ethiopia to establish autonomous institutions. The minister highlighted Ethiopia's economic progress over the last 6 years, with mega projects moving forward and significant improvements in the agricultural sector, and urged Ethiopians to work together for Ethiopia's success, recognizing the need for unity and social cohesion. The Ethiopian Securities Exchange ESX has closed its capital raising exercise, raising over twofolds the initial target of Ethiopian birr 631 million. The exchange, established in October 2023 through a public-private partnership with the Ethiopian government, attracted a total of 48 domestic and foreign institutional investors, obtaining a whopping Ethiopian birr 1.51 billion or $26.6 million. The investors included foreign strategic investors like FSD Africa, the Trade and Development Bank Group, and Nigerian Exchange Group, as well as domestic private commercial banks and insurance companies. Public sector interests represented 25% of the shareholding. The ESX aims to facilitate capital mobilization, enhance transparency, and promote corporate governance standards, promoting sustainable development across various sectors of the economy. The CEO, Tilahun Ismail, expressed excitement at the success of the capital raise and the confidence shown by investors in the long-term prospects of the Ethiopian capital markets. Moving on, the Ethiopian Electric Power has announced that it has carried out the maintenance of 3 of the 4 turbines of the Tekeze hydropower station. According to the head of the station's maintenance department, Seyum Hailu, due to the security problem in the area, the Tekeze hydropower plant has been operating outside the national power grid for several months. However, after the area returned to peace, the maintenance of the 3 turbines at the station was carried out completely, the official said. Seyum said currently the station is generating electricity with 2 turbines. He also explained that corrective, preventive, and maintenance work, as well as weekly and monthly inspections, are being carried out to enable the station to generate power at its full capacity. The construction of the Tekeze hydropower station, which started in 1994 and began to be put into service in October 2002, has the capacity of generating 300 megawatts of power.
at the former King Abba Jafar's palace. He ascended to the throne in 1878, and the whole Jimma region was described in 1897 as one of the 3 richest and most industrial settlements in the region. And that is because this entire area is extremely fertile, and many different trade routes all converged and went in and out of Jimma. We're going to wait for the guide to tell us more. This is the main building, and I know he had constructed several different outbuildings.
Place a watchtower.
That makes sense. 2 flights up.
Okay, the watchtower for soldiers. It is the corridor is the coming the enemy the control place.
It's Kafar.
Yeah.
This side is
From north Limmu Gate. North Limmu Gate.
Limugat.
Limmu Gate. Yeah, the Limmu country around for this area.
Welcome back. You're still watching EBC World. Now, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, Nebiyu Tedla, has today addressed reporters at a press briefing, highlighting government's commitment to assisting Ethiopians in difficult situations overseas. Following discussions with Saudi officials, a delegation led by the State Minister Ambassador Birtukan Ayano aims to start the repatriation process for an estimated 70,000 Ethiopians currently facing challenges in Saudi Arabia. Jerusalem Batsi has more on that.
During a press briefing today, the spokesperson of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Nebiyu Tedla, reiterated the government's commitment for assisting Ethiopians in difficult situations abroad. According to the spokesperson, the National Committee, which is led by State Minister Ambassador Birtukan Ayano, has been working diligently in preparing for a repatriation process for an estimated 70,000 Ethiopians through giving priority on budgeting, logistical considerations and providing shelter upon their arrival in Addis Ababa.
In the past 9 months, the Ethiopian government has successfully repatriated over 50,000 individuals from various countries, including Saudi Arabia, Gulf nations, and other African states.
Nebiyu emphasized the importance of legal employment pathways through constructive dialogues with countries interested in welcoming Ethiopian workers.
በህጋዊ የሥራ ስምሪት ዜጎች እንዲሳተፉ በመንግስት በኩል የተለያዩ ስራዎች እየተሰሩ ይገኛሉ።
Ethiopia has established legal employment agreements with the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, and Jordan, with ongoing negotiations with Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman. As a country, Ethiopia is not only source of migrants, but it is also host over 1 million refugees from different countries.
Ethiopia remains dedicated to effective migration governance, aligning with the principles of the Global Compact on Migration. Nebiyu reiterated the importance of international support for Ethiopia's migration initiatives and called upon the global community and partners to enhance their assistance.
Moving on, a Pan-Africanist says the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is a milestone project that renews commitment of Ethiopia to Pan-Africanism and Pan-African values. Talking to EBC World, Pan-Africanist based in the Netherlands, Malet Ayele called on Ethiopians and friends of Ethiopia to fully commit to completing this mega project. Shagai Mato has the following report.
On the 2nd of April 2011, the foundation stone of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam was laid by the then Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Meles Zenawi, in the Benshangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, aimed at producing electricity to relieve Ethiopia's acute energy shortage and to export electricity to neighboring countries. Funded by the people and government of Ethiopia, the project saw 4 successful fillings of the dam reservoir, which currently holds 42 billion cubic meters of water, despite tough diplomatic pressure from low-riparian countries. countries, the US, and some European countries. Talking to EBC World, a Pan-Africanist based in Netherlands, independent Pan-African researcher, founder and host of Connect Africa, Pan-African media platform, and member of Defend Ethiopia group established during foreign interference on GERD and war in the northern part of Ethiopia, Mahalet Ayele indicated that the dam is vital to show the determination of the country to Pan-Africanism and Pan-African values besides its economic development.
What Ethiopia has achieved beyond its economical values, the diplomatic and the stance of the country is not just simply bringing a light to more than 65% of the population, but also it's once again that renewed the commitment of Ethiopia to Pan-Africanism, to African values, and being a powerhouse in the region.
She also expounded that the dam showcases the unity and solidarity of Ethiopians and friends of Ethiopia to make history on national projects like GERD despite differences, adding it also sets a scene of the notion of it is possible for next generation.
When we united, it proved or it demonstrated that when we have unity, actually we can do everything. There is nothing impossible for the nation. But again, we have been lucky that we have historical references that like Adwa, things are possible. And by doing this, again, we are setting a scene for the next generation that things are possible. So we are it's history in the making.
Mahalet further called on Ethiopians and friends of Ethiopia to commit to complete this generational project in all capacity they can, upholding the commitment of various Ethiopian leaders to realize its completion.
We, the people, the citizens, have seen such a commitment from our leaders, such a generational project for hundreds of years. Then it's up to us to keep that by keeping aside our differences, the professionals, the Ethiopians at home, the Ethiopians in the diaspora. So we all Ethiopians, by putting our differences, we need to commit to complete this project, but not only this, for various other national projects.
Ethiopia marked its 13th year anniversary of GERD with over 95% completion of its construction, depicting an important milestone of the project.
And finally, the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security of the African Union states that guns have largely been silenced in Africa. However, the Commissioner noted that some conflicts still persist on the continent. Goshumel has more on that from the Ethiopian News Agency.
The Peace and Security Commission has been the key promoter of constitutionalism, rule of law, and respect of human rights in Africa. The Commission has observed the 20th anniversary of the official establishment of peace and security at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa on Wednesday. According to him, the Peace and Security Commission is striving to silence the guns in Africa and achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Evaluating its performance, the Peace and Security Commissioner of the African Union told journalists the Pretoria Peace Agreement is the success story of the Commission.
Working with the African Union under the leadership of Musa Faki Mahamat, we were able to achieve peace, particularly for Tigray. And today, we are making sure that the guns are silent. We have a team of African observers who are monitoring, verifying, and ensuring compliance of the peace agreement, of the Pretoria Peace Agreement in the Tigray region. We continue to work for peace in the whole continent, in the Horn of Africa, and Ethiopia becomes part of that equation.
Although guns have largely been silenced in the continent, some remained, he stated, urging for collective endeavors. He explained that the Council is working to calm the situation in Sudan.
On the 18th of April, the Council will be addressing this Sudan issue specifically through the briefing by the high-level panel led by its chairperson, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers. What is critical is that we have not let go. We have a technical advisory team and experts working in-house who are determined to find the best solutions, speaking to all the belligerents, ensuring that the roadmap of the African Union, working with IGAD, working with the regional neighbors of Sudan towards the swift resolution of this conflict. We are not resting on our oars, and I believe the Council will be doing the same in the next few weeks to stand firm that peace must return to Sudan. With peace returning, we also see the need for constitutional order to be put in place, and for the people of Sudan, this is very important, for the people of Sudan to determine their own future, to determine how they are governed, so that we can have a Sudan back in the African Union that is democratic, that is peaceful, and that will continue to contribute to the progress of the African Union.
The Peace and Security Commission is comprised of 15 members. The 10 newly elected countries are Angola, Botswana, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, and Uganda. Algeria, Chad, Nigeria, Rwanda, and South Africa are also re-elected PRC members.
Well, dear viewers, you have been watching EBC World. Now a quick recap of the top stories. The Government Communication Services says door to roundtable discussions with armed groups is open. And the AU Commission for Political Affairs, Peace and Security says guns are largely silenced in Africa, though some still remain. Well, dear viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Thank you for watching us. Bye-bye.